guys, as always, welcome to Applebee's. That one's going to be around for a while. Blue Anon and everything that you need to know. Let's talk about that. In this video, I'm going to share with you everything that's happened over the weekend. This is happening in real time. It happened last night. Already some stuff has happened this morning. I believe it does need to be on your radar, and I'm going to share with you what I see as the biggest threat against us in 2021. It's a mess. There's a lot going on. Buckle up. Here we go. I'm going to go fast. No sponsors today, just all of y'all. Thank you for every thumbs up. Crushing that thumbs up lately, so thank you. Blue Anon, it just came up over the last week. It's a new term. It's a play on words on the QAnon. If you don't know what QAnon is, the Buffalo shaman guy, the guy with the horns from the whole January situation, he's a QAnon shaman in a lot of ways. I've listened to some of his speeches, but it's a bunch of conspiracy kind of stuff, ideas, which a lot of it I think is true. A lot of it, some of it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That's QAnon. But Jack Posobiec, I don't know how to say his name. I've only seen it written. I've never actually heard it. He's a Twitter guy, a big Twitter guy. He came up with, over the last week, a term called Blue Anon, playing their words right back against them. And it's the idea of all of these left-wing conspiracies that we get gaslighted with on a daily basis. Those people, come up with these ideas, and then they put them into the press as if we're supposed to believe it. Consider things like Corn Pop, Juicy Smollett / Jussie Smollett. The entire Brett Kavanaugh fiasco and all of that turned out to be false and completely made up information. The Covington High School kids, yeah, that one spun out of control. The press ran with it. They gaslighted us, and now the main smirking kid from Covington High School will never have to work again. And of course, the grandfather of all of the Blue Anon is the Russia nonsense from 2016. We know enough about that. We even know what hotel room that one was concocted in. But it all gets served to us as truth. So Jack Posobiec came up with the term Blue Anon, put it right back on him. It's a whole conglomeration, a loose affiliation of left-wing conspiracies that we're fed as truth. Kind of like the Ukrainian entire situation. All of that stuff. And it got to the point where even last week, Jack Posobiec, and I'm murdering his name, I think, he made a post on Twitter to say, hey, I even got the term onto Urban Dictionary. We have now arrived. Now, Urban Dictionary, to be clear, is not exactly Harvard or Yale, and that's probably a good thing, but it is a place where people go to learn slang and things that have not actually made it to all of our vernacular yet. You can learn about a lot of stuff on there. Hey, what does this mean? What does that mean? And there's some filth on there as well and some comedy, but the term was documented on there, and bang, over the weekend, Urban Dictionary pulled it down, and the more important one, Google started censoring it in their search. So if you went to Google, and at this point people are typing, don't use Google. I'm sorry, most people do. And that's just the way it is. You can say DuckDuckGo all you want. I'm talking about the real world right now, and the real world is still using Google. So Google pulled it and was totally, completely yanked off of line. Now it's back on as of this morning, but things have been edited. So the whole idea of Blue Anon came up, got pulled, got censored, and was gone briefly. Why does this matter? I believe this fiercely and strongly, that the greatest threat to us right now, besides Canadians invading us, the greatest threat that we have is big tech and big tech censorship. And it's a major deal that we're facing right now, even if people around you are not talking about it. That is what we are facing. One of my favorite Twitter guys is DC Drano. Y'all know him. His account had 370,000 followers until a week ago. And 1 week ago, in late February, he made a post, and I'll put the picture up somewhere right here, and he just said this: the most votes in American history. And now the child sniffer is having to wall himself in. Yeah, that's the most popular guy ever? No. Twitter pulled his entire account. Why? They said it was a threat, and that's a bunch of gaslighting nonsense. No, it's not. You're now gaslighting all of us and telling us something that isn't, and something that isn't is. There's an old phrase that the country folks say is, don't pee down my leg and tell me that it's raining. And that's exactly what big tech is doing to us. They're peeing down our legs and telling us that it's raining. Oh, this stuff over here, that's dangerous. We've got to pull it. Thought this country was founded on being able to say whatever we want to say. And yet guys like DC Drano, 100% complete censorship. Now, at this point, guys are going to say, well, you know, they're publishers. It's not about your right to say. DC Drano can still say what he wants. He has to say it in his front yard. You know what I'm talking about. Don't get into the whole semantics things with me. The idea is this, that DC Drano's entire account, 370,000 followers, is now been pulled from Twitter. Why? Because he had the gall to suggest that maybe he's not, he said it sarcastically, not that the child sniffer is not, maybe not the most popular president in U.S. history. Maybe. And he had a presupposition in there that maybe the entire election was a scam. Big tech censorship. We could go on, but I promised myself I wouldn't chase it too far. It is the greatest threat to our freedom today. I'm going to end with this idea, and I don't like playing the N-word card. Not that one, this other one. I don't like playing this card because it gets played too often. But I'm going to play it. My entire life, I would look at photos and videos and watch and read, and I've read this stuff, and I'm into history. I'm passionate about history, and I never understood how could a bazillion Germans raise that arm up and do the salute. I didn't do it all the way up, but you know what I'm talking about, and salute the Fuhrer. How? That's the N-word. How could they all salute that? The hive mind is one thing. Fear is another. And I'm at the point now where we have minions. I believe we have in this country minions following big tech out of fear. We just spent an entire year wearing a mask after we were told 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Big tech, line up or else. To anyone that's against us to own what we want, when we want, how we want, or to control any tool that we owned, I'm a one-issue voter for the Second Amendment. I believe this republic is worth fighting for. From my cold, dead hands. Bye.